Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where, last time we were just doing stuff on the Storm Coast. This time we're going to do more stuff on the Storm Coast. But for now, let us summon the War Council because people have completed out their tasks. There's still more tasks to do. Might as well get them on top of it. And also, the faster I get these tasks done, the faster I can get them to just collecting resources. Let's see. Inquisitor. Well, that was bracing. A pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants. Fireballs flying and swords flashing. It brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyway, I'm grateful for the Inquisition's help. We wouldn't have found them without you. King Alistair Theron. Theron. Thank you, Alistair. King Theron. Inquisitor, I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here's a duplicate if you wish to review it. I would put aside 3 days and 24 candles. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't have time for that, but I'm sure you got it. Despite their intent to craft a political entity to oppose us, these noble families are too embroiled in their own conflicts to even acknowledge us. We have acquired some additional trading partners who are tired of waiting for a winner to emerge. We did it all for the money. I can ensure instruction for the legions who want to join, but can we expect the Inquisitor to remain a leader while training with a subordinate? She is a figure of inspiration, should rightly be one of aspiration. Promoting a specialist from within the ranks seems lacking. The Inquisitor definitely puts the ass in aspiration. With due respect to our people, the needs of the Herald are so specific, I recommend looking outside for the best combat specialists to be found, regardless of their affiliation. Sir Morris, Quartermaster. He is right, I will ensure the best training, no questions asked. You should probably ask some questions. Like, are you the best training? That would be a start. What can you offer the Inquisitor? That'll be 2 questions already. I've already thought of 2 questions. Leliana, you're the spy master. You're supposed to be asking questions. The best of the best have been summoned. Training with these specialists will ensure the Inquisitor's abilities remain at their height. Ambassador Monteliet. Although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument at the site where Haven stood as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor these fallen heroes, Madame Ambassador, Marquis Durelion? Oh, Colin is the one who has the faster speed. I'm sure I can get some volunteers from our ranks to help with construction.
Inquisitor.
We have received a message from Orzammar. Knowing an ancient darkspawn threatens Thedas, King Balin officially declared his support for the Inquisition. I would advise sending a delegation to Orzammar as soon as possible to cement this alliance.
Let us begin.
All right, so the trainers who are supposed to train you now. Oh my gosh, do I have to look at the whole journal? There is a lot of quests. There are a lot of side quests that I've gathered. A lot of them are just collecting things, going to places. Oh, here we go. What does Cullen need? How do I get to Cullen? Where are the traders, anyway? Are you one of them? No, you're... I really should try to remember her name, because she's awesome. Alright, let me see if I can find Cullen. Alright, Cullen, you needed something?
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. They're in Fall Redoubt.
They're in Fall
The Knights were
Redoubt?
fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know Samson?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
The Red Templars swarming Haven were proof enough.
We cannot allow them to gain strength. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
I like finding the Red Templars' vulnerabilities before fighting them head-on.
We'll need every advantage against what courses through their veins. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined. If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
Okay. Find the multiple things. Do stuff with them. Okay, now where are... Oh, they're right there.
Your worship.
All right, specialized trainers. What? 3 Eyes,
Never had better. Perhaps more
Kim,
will join us now.
and Air.
Like this needs an expert.
I received a bird. It had a note. Now I am here.
You're here to train me?
Ah, that is it. The Inquisitor wishes to become more than Inquisitor. Perhaps she wishes
The
to
Inquisitor
walk in the
is
shadows,
inquisitive.
while she is bathed in light. To save life through inflicting death. Childish notions. The profession of assassin has no time for it.
Your profession has my respect. I'm eager to learn.
Really? We shall see. Let me first say, she does not want to be an assassin. Any more than she would wish to be a sword or a cudgel. Such are the weapons of others. They lack intent. She must become her own assassin. There is a difference. Let me next say, death has nothing to do with it. Death is the payment, the byproduct. Our way is between life and death. It is a door through which she will send.
First, you must know why you punch, before you can learn how to punch.
I'm ready to start learning.
She is willing. Will it always be so?
No.
There are tasks, processes, ways to train the mind and body. They require simple motions. First steps.
Oh, the
And we
murder
shall see
knife.
what she may become.
Acquire writing? Gather knife materials? What do you... Oh, jeez. 3 Eyes, what have you got for me?
You're the Inquisitor, Honored. Don't ruin it.
Ruin it?
By pretending to something you're not. If you want things just so, what I have to teach will be lost on a fool. Your people asked for an artificer. My name is 3 Eyes. Let's get started.
You have my welcome. 3 Eyes.
Coming. Craftsmen are always welcome.
Enough of that. Treat it like a craft, you're dead. The artificer builds for battle. We survive through detail and efficiency in equal parts. What some forget is that artifice, not artistry, sets the better snare. Save the soul for a showpiece. You don't want to love your toys so much that you're picking rivets off the field. Makers need some distance, dignity.
All right, what's involved?
I'm ready to start learning.
You need tools. And to walk some simple paces. Here are instructions to follow. You're last, so far as I'm concerned. After this, you instruct the course of every fight.
So basically, you are going to offer no training. Kim, what you got for me?
This is a fine fortress. It's very quiet. I wonder if you tire of quiet. I am keen, Inquisitor. I bring the Maelstrom, the Tempest. Are you interested?
I am ready to give your tutelage my full attention.
Your full attention? Dangerous. They say you're in charge. I say, from where? From the thick of things? From the fore? That's how you create victory. You wade in, smash a glass, make a mess, and change the battle from within. You may think you now lead, but when you're the Tempest, you're someone to follow.
Sure, start me on the path.
Very well, let's see where this leads.
Grand. But first, we set the conditions. This instruction, the first and least, will show the path your storm will take.
So basically, assembly, and then I can move on.
The last of the car.
Oh, but I've actually almost done all of that. All right. On that note, let us return to the Storm Coast. Because we still also have to confront, this guy way up here. Wow, we really went out of our way. So we should... Maybe I'll start here and then go south, and then reunite with the other camp over there on the west. All right, we have reached the bandit camp. We are wearing Mercy's crest. Let us challenge the bandit leader. Hello.
Someone's come with a challenge.
The others failed.
Bandit leader, where art thou? Oh, you're here. I wonder how stealth is going to work. If it's a one-on-one fight.
The blades of Hasarian.
Yes. I represent the Inquisition.
You killed soldiers of the Inquisition. We cannot let this stand.
You want justice? Claim it.
Oh, nope, that's not what we want. Alright, this shouldn't be too terrible. There goes the Hessian leader. The hounds are tougher than the leader himself.
It's done.
So long as the rest agree to play nice, right?
Well, the rest of them seem to take a seat on a bench in unison, so...
Your work. The blades of Hasarian are at your service. If you want eyes on the coast, here we are.
You work for me now?
You and your
Is this
blades
one of
will
the you
be-
take what you kill?
We're loyal to you. I suppose that's the same thing, your worship.
So there's no ill will over what happened with your former boss?
The man was a bastard. You're not the first to stand up to him. You're just the first to win, and we're happy with that. Besides, I would rather swear my life to the Herald of Andraste.
Anything to report?
Do you have anything to report?
Nothing of note, Your Worship.
All right.
I should go.
You'll know where to find us.
Keep up the good work. Ooh, +2 power. I wonder if I got more benefits out of that because I had the Mercy's crest on. Let's see, what is that under there? And actually, what belt am I wearing? Spirit resistance? Let's put the potions belt on. That way we can have 9 potions. I feel like that would be the better benefit.
I was just a girl. I remember them, you know.
Huh? Hold on.
See? I told you.
All right, all right.
Oh, did they kind of like hold up their conversation just so that I can go do something? All right. Next stop is that Astrarium down the coast. See what other sorts of villainy and trouble we can get to on our way there, or are we just going to pick Elfroot? We're just going to pick Elfroot. Oh, we actually need Elfroot. Never mind. And Spindleweed. And Blood Lotus. Ah, jeez. I feel like... I feel like this game has me turning into, what's the name of the Simpsons character? Bonus points if you know this one. Because I don't remember. The name of the Simpsons character that always tries to sell stuff, but he's terrible at it. Like, he's always like, ah, geez, I'm only 1 payment behind and I lose the house. My wife is gonna leave me. Like, he's always kind of, like, right at the edge of falling apart. I feel like that's that voice. Oh, I just remembered. I forgot to give Cassandra the hook shot ability. I noticed, like, Iron Bull had it, and it was pretty cool. It's under Battlemaster, and it's the first one, the grappling chain. Grappling chain now pulls in all enemies near your target. Like, all of those abilities sound really good. Or at the very least, very useful. Something that could turn the tide of the battle. Plus, like I mentioned last time, it's about time I actually spent some time as a warrior in a Dragon Age game, because I've yet to actually make the main character a warrior at all. So playing as Cassandra is a nice little replacement for that. Like in Dragon Age 2, like Dragon Age 1, I feel like I had a better understanding of the warrior's abilities, but you kind of had to, because you were constantly pausing before every single fight. During fights. Several times, many times. Hello. Whereas Dragon Age 2, I felt like I didn't really understand the warrior's abilities at all. Like, aside from taunt, I just kind of ran with it and hoped for the best. Yep, there goes some taunting. I taunted nobody there. Is the Astrarium up here? It is. And a landmark to claim. Oh, Are my people with me? Yes, they are. Fantastic. Verifying available free space? What kind of garbage is this? Oh, jeez. Dragon Age. Why would you need to verify free space if I'm just replacing a save that already exists? I fear this is a bug, and it is going to cause my save to become corrupt. Alright, now we're back in the thick of it. Approaching it from the angle that the game was expecting you to approach. Forget what that ability does. Yeah, I probably didn't need to dispel anything there. Now I could probably dispel. But alas, I do not have that cooldown available. Is there a rift here, or are these just kind of like... these guys just kind of hanging out?
Make us take you.
I think they're just kind of hanging out. Oh. I just leveled up. Fantastic. That is convenient timing. What was I going for as... Malice? I think I was going all the way down here towards Deathblow. Ooh. Instead of moving in to make the kill, you favor fresh opponents with Deathblow. What does that mean, gameplay-wise? Like, how do I interpret it as a functional... We'll wait, and we'll see if that shows up later. Or if we understand it better later on. The urgency is not there. For now, we will claim this landmark for the Inquisition. The stone tree. So Galen made his way through the wood until he saw the light of the quarter moon shining on the rock. Elise emerged from the pines, and they shared a quick embrace before making their way to the waiting ship. From a local version of the Resourceful Lovers. It's said that lovers who kiss the stone tree will be blessed with a long and happy marriage. Those fond of the superstition tend to ignore renditions of the tale in which Galen and Elise drown at sea. I mean, just to be safe, you might as well just start slobbering all over the stone tree, just in case. Can't hurt. Alright, oh, jeez. What is... hold on. So we're down here. Second layer. Third layer. Why does it look like there are more stars? Like, what are... Why does it look like there are extra stars in front of me versus what's in the diagram? Do I just have extra stars that I don't need to use? Like... Like those stars in the middle there, what are they even for? Like, they just seem like extras. And is that just meant to confuse me? Is that their attempt at making the gameplay harder by having extra unused stars in the middle of the constellation? I think if I figure out this section, then I'm fine. Like, the bottom section seems relatively easy in comparison. Like, from here, I'm probably relatively safe. Yeah, it just has extra stars in the middle. What gives, Constellation Makers? Constellation Bellatanus, referred to as the Maiden in common parlance. Depictions of the constellation Bellatanus vary from one age to the next. It has always been considered fashionable for prominent women of the day to be declared the Maiden's personification. Queen Madrigal in the Exalted Age, for instance, and Queen Asha before her. None of these women would likely appreciate the fact that Bellatanus is believed to have originally referred to Themiel, the old god of beauty. All right. It appears that there are artifacts nearby and enemies. Why, hello. Excuse me. Okay, I did not get to try that out. That's fine. What is... Signs of the Wardens. Wasn't there like a campfire or something around here? Yeah, right there. Okay, these guys aren't as important as the demons that spawn from the rifts. From the Canticle of Transfigurations. Many are those who wander in sin, despairing that they are lost forever. But the one who repents, who has faith, unshaken by the darkness of the world, and boasts not nor gloats over the misfortunes of the weak, but takes delight in the Maker's law and creations, she shall know the peace of Maker's benediction. Oh, hello. Alfruit. That's probably not related, but still important. You know, what we need is an Assassin's Creed, like, eagle to just kind of, like, point us the way. What is this? Probably not directly related to what we're looking for. But I could be horribly wrong. Oh, there's a camp over there. And a bear fighting a dark spawn. We have made relatively short work of the bear. We are definitely tougher than one Hurlock. I imagine that might be the signs of the Wardens who passed through this area. Yep. Grey Warden's Journal. I grow more convinced that if he was ever here, he is now long gone. Still, it would do for us not to miss him through laziness, and he was one of our most skilled warriors. If anyone could hide himself here, it would be he. One of the fishermen shows promise with a spear and has shoulders like an ox from throwing nets all day. He asked about joining the Grey Wardens. Under other circumstances, I would be honored to take a worthy and willing volunteer. Now, my orders did not say whether I should seek new recruits even with our circumstances, or because of them, I suppose. I did not hurt his cause that he was easy to look at, and clearly wished to know more about the Dalish. The Darkspawn are louder than I thought at first. The constant whispers at the back of my mind makes it difficult to sense them as easily as I usually do. But they're nearer the surface. Perhaps bandits are not the worst these people have to face. So did you?
The Wardens were here at some point.
This camp was abandoned some time ago.
So did you conscript the fisherman who is easy on the eyes? Oh, there's more? Oh.
I think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this.
Yep, I'm sure he would have. Oh yeah, then the cave comes next. The cave that we have uncovered using the astrariums. And that had the ladder that was going down. See if we can re-find the entrance to said cave. Alright, everybody's still on my tail. Heading in. Hello. Okay, these are just deep stalkers, that not particularly dangerous. Shall we set some lights? Oh, no, this is treasure, not a torch. Excellent. Ooh. Don't really need this light. Everything is pretty visible. Oh, hello. Bane of Red Crossing. Fancy stuff here. All right. That is better than what you currently have. Restriction, not Varric. Let's see, and I think I picked up... Now that's a two-handed, right? Yes. And it's too high of a level anyway. Wow. Very, very slightly better. Why can't I use it level 12? It's level 12, and it's lower damage than the other two items I have. But I think this also kind of is representative of one of the points I made a long time ago, which is that, like, this game, it's a big open world, lots of, like, and lots of small alcoves to explore. It doesn't have big areas to explore. It has, like, these smaller closets and alcoves. Mabari? I didn't even have time to say you will die. He just did. Alright, let us slide down this mountain towards the next Warden sign. Maybe collecting elf fruit as we go. Maybe not. We're not locked into anything just yet. Oh my, nope. Wow. All right. We do need a lot more elf roots, some blood lotuses, lotus eye. Now, supposedly there is sign of a warden, a shard, and a shard. So we'll need to find the warden's sign first, and then collect the shards. Then, ooh, hello. It looks like we found it. And then head over to the camp to restore our potions. Why did you just leave your stuff? About a Grey Warden's journal. He is not here. We have searched thoroughly, and we will now move on. How many days have I wasted here with whispers lurking at the back of my mind? On this mad assignment. I pray we have more luck as we head south. After speaking with other wardens, I told the fishermen about the dark spawn we sensed beneath the earth. They may not burst forth from the ground today or tomorrow, but I fear it will not be long, and we will not be here when they finally surface. The fishermen were grieved at the news, but they decided to make for West Hill, which is safe for now. As for the fisherman who was interested in joining, I convinced him that now was not the time. Others might have told him otherwise, but he is too young to make such a sacrifice simply because he does not wish to throw nets into the water all his life. We shared one last night by the campfire, and he went on his way with a smile, humming the song of Andruil as he left. Alright, let's just go collect shards. Or we should maybe stop by the camp first. I mean, like, it's all kind of right next to each other. Oh, hold on. There's a Twitter post I saw where somebody was like, if you started playing... That went on the 31st of December. And it said, if you start playing Dragon Age Inquisition now, when midnight hits, you will be collecting elf fruit. And there is a lot of truth to that. Let's see, there's a shard directly south of us. Is it on this hill? Upon this rise. Easy to get. I mean, that's the hope. My agents have completed their assignments. Fantastic. Ah, there we go. Still 5 more shards to go for the Storm Coast. Oh, hold on. Okay, now what's a safe... You know, actually, do you know what's the safest way down? Just fast travel to that camp right there. That is the safest way down from the hill. I haven't really moved that far. And if the next movement is just going to get me, Who are you fighting? Are you Inquisition folk? You seem like it, I think. Wait, hold on. There's another one. Hello, and goodbye to all of John Cena's enemies. Oh, and there's actually still one more camp to establish. Is there rifts to find? I mean, once we get to the camp, in theory... Oh, what are you? Black Lotus, not Blood Lotus. This is what I think we need, yeah. It's Black Lotus. 2 bears. I don't think we can bear it. Get back here, bear. You will not run away. Oh, bear is dead. And there's still another bear, I think. Yes. Oh my... There we go. There are 2 bears now. Nope, never mind. I seem to be, like, putting these... like, using the knockout powder just a little bit too late.
You're smirking again, like in that fight before. What's so funny?
The simplest spell had you white as a sheet. I've shrugged off worse in practice.
Well, sorry I'm scared of the stuff I've been warned about my whole life, like most people who aren't seekers.
I apologize. I could help if you're willing.
No. I have things to do. You can help by standing in front of me.
That I can do.
You can help by tanking. Yeah, we don't need to go that far back in regards to saves to overwrite. Let us head west along the coast. That will take us to the far shard over there. I don't know if I need... like, that's the thing with the crafting in this game. And not the crafting, even. The material gathering in this game. The material... like, it's hard to tell if it's not already on a list. When will you need it? Like, will I actually need... oh, but I do need seeds. So I guess there's, for reasons... let's see, I see more bears in the distance. Will I have to deal with the dragon at some point? Is the dragon still a threat here? Because I'm pretty sure I probably won't be able to defeat said dragon. I mean, we could always do everything else in the Storm Coast, and then save that for later. Nope. Alright, at the very least, the game is nice enough to be like, hey, you jumped, but you're also looting. Oh, hello. I appreciate these ghouls for being not much of a challenge. It's very kind of them for just... are we still that's just the stealth button. I was playing some Fallout 76 the other day, and the Y button is the jump button. In that game. And in this game, the Y button is stealth. What was I planning to do? Oh yeah, Solus. Drink up. Although I suppose we're heading to a camp, so... the needs of using health potions aren't that high. Because we're about to restock anyway. It's nice of people to have just left these camp setups out here in the middle of nowhere. Like they started to set up a camp, and then they were like, we're good.
Nothing to report, sir.
Interesting. I have a feeling I'm going to have to find more stuff on the map myself. Like, it's not automatically, like, marked on the map. Oh, what have we here? No. There we go. Still no trace of him, though I feel the dark spawn in the ground below. Could he be lurking close to them, perhaps preparing to die with honor? I doubt it, but is the only lead we have so far. I confess that this seems a fool's errand at times, given how much is at stake. We saw bandits harassing the fishermen, and we intervened. The fishermen thanked us, though I fear the bandits will return again in greater numbers, and we will not always be here to help. Nevertheless, as long as we are here, the fishermen are safe. The dreams continue, as they do every night. They make it harder for us to sleep, but we must persist. Hopefully the others will have found a solution by the time we return. In the meantime, I sing the Song of Andrul to myself to clear my mind as best I can. That feels like it should have been like the note I read first. Like, arrival in town, meet the fishermen, see the fishermen, warn the fishermen to leave. Grey whiskey. Right wine, conscription ale. Perhaps local to a handful of Grey Warden companies, these spirits reflect a custom or legend born of utility, allowed to seize goods and to aid their cause. Wardens combine half-full bottles to save space while traveling, never fully emptied or, as with a kettle, cleaned. Each eventually takes on a base flavor as unique as the Warden carrying it. What do we care? Nothing burns like the first cup. Could be fact, could be tribute. It does seem as though the bottles range farther than the namesake Warden could. So basically, they drink a cocktail of everything they pass by. Ooh.
I think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have, but he's not because I don't care about him. We can't always be here for everybody. That is not the jump button. Yeah, but there's elf fruit. And I'm almost done with the elf fruit collecting at the moment. We searched the area, but found no sign. If he was here, it was some time ago. The fishermen in this area are friendly, unlike some. They remember how the Grey Wardens fought to save Ferelden in the latest blight. Though they had little, they shared some of their catch to give us a better supper than we had tasted in weeks. They even deferred to me once they saw that I commanded the other wardens. And there are few even in Ferelden who would watch an elf command men without pause. They are friendly folk. After all this land has suffered in the past years, I hope they find some peace.
The wardens have abandoned these camps.
Clearly.
They're looking for someone. Stroud, perhaps.
All right, where shall I try to go? Maybe like, oh, pff. Maybe in this direction. See what else pops up on my way. Journal found in the Storm Coast. I still bear the scars of his anger, but the Blades care little of our pasts. As Trevor served as master, as Hessarian heard the Maker, the lowest and most lost may still find their way. We will be taken care of. We need only to have faith. That's what Ivor says, anyway. A lot of these very, very specific statues strewn about the wilderness. Also, I think there's still at least one more ocularium out there for me to find in order to spy the remaining shards, because there's still 3 more shards to find, and they are not on my map. Neither is the ocularium, actually, now that I think about it. Like, there's the other astrariums. Now, judging for the fact that this Fade Rift is so far away, it makes me wonder whether or not this is specifically meant to be the super difficult Fade Rift in the area. So we'll take a look, see if us level 10 and 9s can take it on. Oh, Spindleweed. And if we can't, we will return at a later date. Yeah, Spindleweed. But let us save our game just in case. Alright, level 10 spider, that seems possible. Alright, so we've actually seen every area, but we still don't know where that missing ocularium is. Get back here. Okay, so this might not be that bad.
Excuse me?
Excuse yourself. Whatever you said and what I did, same difference to me.
A little bit ignorant there, Sarah.
Our people can sometimes feel the rhythm of the language, despite lacking the vocabulary.
Uh-huh. Know what else is good? Words that mean things. Like these.
Look, again, a little ignorant there, Sarah. Just because people speak other languages than you does not mean that it's gibberish. Blood Lotus. We need that for our blood lotusing.
Feel another of the elven artifacts.
Okay, the architecture of this area is a little messy. Oh, is that the last? Last ocularium spied from back there somehow? Okay. You can do nothing. You can hit those two. Ah. Okay, I think we're almost done with this one. There we go. Yeah, so if the ocularium is just right over there, then these other shards aren't going to be that far away.
Perhaps if I made an attempt.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Well, let us claim this landmark for the Inquisition. Lyrium falls. Through the mist, the water shone a brighter blue than the sea outside. I knew they would come soon. All right. There's one. This is two. This is three. And of course, enemies have repopped, but you know, it's what they do. We got Black Lotus and Blood Lotus, all in the same place. For maximum, what are you? Deep Mushroom.
The wards are functioning again.
Excellent. Let's grab that shard while it's there. Okay, I feel like a lot of enemies decided to gang up on us this time, but did not work out in their favor. No, stop. And yeah, I guess one more shard and then we're done with... Okay, teammates, thank you for showing up eventually. Ah, and we completed a requisition. Is this to build something at Skyhold? Oh my. There we go. Is this game kind enough to actually tell you? When you've done everything? Because that would be nice. I don't think it is one of those games, though. I think you just run out of quests in the area. And then I suppose you just randomly roam around fighting bad guys till the end of time. Alright. So now that we're done with the Storm Coast, I think that's where we're going to stop for today. That is not the jump button. Yeah, I might take a look what's over here if there's anything. Do like a little bit of a roam around, and if there's something, I'll cut to it. If not, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night. Oh, right, I just remembered. We do need to do a couple more things. We need to turn in the requisition, and we need to complete out and then reassign our agents back in Skyhold. So, cutting to that, at the very least. Alright, first we should drop off our requisition for the antivenom, which unfortunately does use elf root. Everything uses elf root.
Inquisitor, I've something for you.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
Maybe. Oh, hold on. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Oh my gosh.
Inquisitor, I've something for you.
What is it?
This could help us.
Can it? Can it help us? Are these unlimited? Is this a never-ending search for power
What is it?
by crafting?
May be worthwhile.
Is there a limit to how much? Ah, thank goodness.
Solus, the dragon Corypheus commands, could it truly be an archdemon?
Could it?
One assumes that if it were, we would be facing a blight.
So what is it then? A corrupted dragon? Simply another darkspawn?
It is connected to Griffin. Such a relation goes beyond mere control. It is a bond.
It makes you wonder if that's all the archdemons themselves are. Pets to beings who no longer exist.
I would not go as far as that. This dragon is a replica, spawned from a creature who aspires to greatness. No more.
Alright, but what is this cave over here? And why can I not go into it? Alright, let's head back to Skyhold now that we are pretty much done with the Storm Coast. Like, I think the swamp was like level 12. The desert oasis still had level 12 spiders. Though maybe we could take them on? But next time I plan to do some quests that require power. So at the very least, it's going to be more of a story-based progression rather than just wandering through a forest hoping to find things. For now, though, let us go to the war room, complete out people's tasks, assign new tasks. I feel like BioWare games kind of suffer from the idea of, like, you have your primary activities and your secondary activities, and your secondary activities are very often a lot of busy work. And you try to do all of the busy work as soon as you can, so that frees you up to do the main activities. So you end up having like a large amount of busy work, and then a short amount of higher intensity story quests. Because not only have you got like the bigger encounters, you also have the more prominent story encounters. But yeah, now that I've got 24 power, I've got a lot of choices I could go with. Our emissaries have returned. Orzammar has pledged to our cause some of the most formidable warriors from the Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran Darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. Legion of the Dead, I believe, are warriors that they've lost their caste. They've lost their house. and basically their only lot in life is to throw themselves at the Darkspawn until they die. According to the king, they are veteran Darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. The king also graciously offered to share Orzammar's wealth. He recognizes the threat Corypheus poses. A letter to Josephine with information on the Dragon Hunter. Although dragons were rare until quite recently, she had slain 4. Those who have seen her fight say that seldom does one see anyone so tall as she move so quickly, for she stands head and shoulders above both the elven member of the Bells and the smuggler, yet moves with the grace neither can match. We still have neither race nor background information on the Venatori agent in Hunter Fell. The Bells are effectively nobility in the city. Any information about them is protected. We may have confirmed that the Tal Vishoth, whatever else she may be, is not a mage. Whether she is or was one of Duke Tithys' lovers, she now appears to be in a relationship with the smuggler. An Orlegian woman in Hunter Fell might have a fondness for items from home. Perhaps I can find out what she wears.
Inquisitor.
Your worship. The Blades of Hessarian keep supplies along the shore. Consider them at your disposal. Our former leader increased our caches significantly, although some consider his methods dishonorable. We could use the resources. Our soldiers can deliver them.
To work?
Gather coin. Oh yeah, memorial for Haven. Ambassador Monteliet, please convey my thanks to the Inquisitor. The Inquisition soldiers were of great help in clearing the area for the memorial's construction, and the sight of their uniforms raised spirits immeasurably. The monument will stand forever as a testament to the strength and fortitude of the faithful, Marquis d'Aurelion. Like, find the Warden is an 8 power. But it doesn't have a time attached to it. That's my bigger concern. Alright, that requires 8, that requires 8, that requires 20. Inquisition have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. A Tevinter mage by the name of Virelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heated. There is evidence to indicate Virelius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navarran king under their sway would give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. We should tell King Marcus what his advisor truly is. Convince him to see the light.
Inquisitor.
Alright, now I'm gonna stop. So long.